so much for being here. September 24 graduating class. This is such an exciting time. For those of you who I haven't met or helped throughout your year here at FMCA, my name is Charlene Vairy. I'm the Senior Manager of Support and Alumni here at, Student and Alumni Support here at FMCA. And I am joined by two very special guests. First, we have Kelly Amos, who is a graduate. I'm going to let her introduce herself because she's pretty amazing and she has lots to share with you. And our beloved Dr. Sandy Scheinbaum, who, as you all know, is our founder and CEO and just an extraordinary person that we get to share today with. So I'm actually going to jump right in and pass it over to you, Dr. Sandy, so you can share what you've got to share.
Well, thank you for that kind introduction. And if you have not interacted with Charlene, you are in for a treat. I know that our students and our graduates are in good hands with Charlene. She is the embodiment of service at the highest level. And service at the highest level is what our hope is. My hope is that you go out and provide for people. And this doesn't mean selling yourself short. It doesn't mean having awareness of your own personal boundaries, but it does mean offering service where you do go that extra mile for people and they recognize it and they feel appreciated and valued by you. And this is something that we are seeing increasingly absent from today's healthcare system. And I'm sure that if we were going around the group, you would all have stories to tell that you've personally experienced or have heard from others. I want to share something that was just astounding to me. Last night, I belong to a number of organizations, and this was my local community. It's a stitching group because I am into needlepoint and crochet and knitting and sewing. So it's kind of an old-fashioned like sewing circle. And so what do you talk about when you are a bunch of women sitting around? Often the topic, older women, turns to health and health concerns. Well, what I was hearing was just amazing. It was a dermatologist who was meeting with somebody, a longstanding patient who did her skin cancer checks, for example, to detect possible issues. But this individual was coming in for actually, she came in for that routine checkup, and the dermatologist said, you're losing your hair. I've spotted something on your scalp, and this cannot be cured. There's no treatment for it. And I'm sorry, I can't. And so she started to ask, like she was obviously distraught and started to ask questions. She said, but you came in for your skin check. I can't talk to you anymore about this. And I don't know any resources to give to you. So my friend came out of there like in tears, in shock. Like this was the absolute absence of bedside manner, which is what you all specialize in. And so that's what we mean by really service at the highest level. And as people went around in the group, they all had similar stories to tell. Somebody who had a UTI and called her OBGYN and was told, well, we can't see you for another 3 weeks. Well, wait a minute, by that time I'll have a kidney infection. So distraught. And so this is a big issue in today's healthcare. And this is why you are so critically needed. And as you go out into the world, it's really common to have imposter syndrome, to think I don't know enough. Am I going to be able to really help people? Well, rest assured, you will, because you are filling in the gap. And this was an example of people need someone to listen to them and then to help them problem solving. What do they want to do? What can they do? What could be the next steps? Where they feel like now they have someone to support them. And again, it's so needed, and it doesn't relate to skills. So, that dermatologist did not need to be the expert in diagnosing whatever was going on with this woman's loss of hair. She needed to to have the ability to really looks to make eye contact, to have that kind of rapport, to reassure her that you will work with her to find somebody, and to help find answers and not give up. So, so that's critical. And what we do in the alumni program is provide that kind of support to you. Sometimes it is content related. It's like, okay, you want to learn more about some hot topic. There's some company out there that is doing amazing things. I had a conversation just this morning with this company that is advancing a new type of hormone, relatively new type of hormone testing at home. And so bringing you that latest information from thought leaders. It might have to do with having the guidance to build your business, or guidance to approach practitioners, or perhaps how to phrase what you do in a way that will capture somebody's attention and help them to be curious, to ask more questions about what you do. Or, if you're feeling frustrated, I want to share. So what I offer is the continuation of my office hours. And I know there are some familiar faces of people who have been to office hours. So sometimes it's a matter of just having a sense of like there's a client that you're seeing and you just don't know, like, is this right for you? Are you going to be out of scope? For example, what if somebody is spending the whole session crying and comes back again and still is may have made a little bit of progress with lifestyle change, but you're feeling uncomfortable. Like, am I getting into psychotherapy? Should I refer this person out if they're already in therapy, but maybe they don't want to see that therapist or return, or they can't afford to see both of you at the same time? So these are kinds of dilemmas that are often described during office hours, and we will brainstorm. And it is a we, because I don't have the answers necessarily, but invariably there's somebody in that room who will be able to find the resources, help to either offer suggestions, ask the right questions of you so that you will feel confident that you have a handle on it. Often there are questions that come up regarding career building. A common one is, I have a provider. They want me to come up with a plan for compensation. I don't know where to begin. What would be fair? And then we will brainstorm then. Or sometimes it is, I'm feeling frustrated. I'm calling on a doctor and they're not responding. What can I do to go further? Or how can I look at resources in my local community to grow my business? And so these are some of the things that we will brainstorm. We will also provide experience, and that will be, we have some exciting new programs in development that you will hear about that will have to do with, because a common frustration point that people have might be, am I going to have enough hours? Can I get my 50 sessions in for the national board? And so we will be offering some ways to help you. And we also brainstorm about how you can get clients. And very often it is the power of the group. So even just in my office hours, someone say, hey, I'm short hours to log for the board. And somebody will say, oh, I can send you some of my friends. And often in the Facebook group, that's a common post where someone will be looking for clients and they will post in there. So I am going to turn it back to Charlene, and then I will answer any questions at the end of our time together.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sandy. What's coming is so exciting, and that's what I really got from your sharing is the community that you get to continue, the connections, the business building, the opportunities. That's what makes all of this super, super exciting. And it's a perfect segue to reintroduce Kelly Amos, who was part of our September 2023 class. And she has some really wonderful things to share with all of you. If I could hand it over to you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
First, congratulations, everyone. I mean, this is a huge deal. It was just a year ago. I was sitting there too, and so I can still taste it. Um, so congratulations again, and I really feel honored to be able to be here and share today with you. But the first thing that I want to do is give you a little timeline on a bit of my professional what I do as far as my professional history, my experience. I am a board certified functional medicine health coach. And every time I say that, I can hear Amber's voice and her wiggling around. If you didn't have Amber, I'm sorry, you really missed out on a great experience. I'm also a board certified functional nutrition counselor and an adjunct professor at a local college where I teach nutrition and senior yoga. And I have over 30 years of experience in the wellness and fitness space. And prior to being a health coach, I was the group fitness director for a company and I oversaw 8 clubs in 4 states. I have a master's degree in recreation management and multiple certifications in fitness and nutrition. And I've always loved teaching and learning and leading and creating community. Um, then in 2013, my husband was diagnosed with Hodgkin's, and he's fine. He's actually healthier than ever. But then I took a deep dive into therapeutic nutrition. And what I realized there was just this massive gap between what people know and what people actually do. So it lit a fire in me, and I took a deep dive into behavior change and got a behavior change certification and my first health coaching certification. But I just wasn't satisfied with the mainstream approach, and neither were my clients, and just the frustration with conventional medicine. So I really wanted to collaborate with functional, integrative, holistic practitioners because they got it. They saw that it is behavior and lifestyle that are the game changers when it comes to health and healing. And so that's what led me, and that's what coaches do. I mean, that's us. That's what we're doing. And so collaborating with them was really what I wanted to do. And so I chose FMCA because of its connection with the Institute of Functional Medicine and because of I really don't like to waste my money or my time. And it was evidence-based, and it was the program that really was the highest quality. That's why I chose FMCA. And honestly, it was the biggest investment of my career, and I have zero regrets. It was everything that I wanted it to be. It just put everything together for me as far as the science, the structure, and maybe even most importantly, the soul and just how we're cared for and the direction that we get. It was literally this year that you've just spent. Mine was the most more transformative, both personally and professionally. And it put me exactly it gave me clarity. I know what my life means now and what I want to do with it now that I'm a grown up. But I want to talk to you about the next step. And so um, as a certified functional medicine health coach, then hands down, the most important thing that helped me grow my business was joining the alumni program. Hands down, I built confidence. You stay connected, and it just was the game changer. So when you graduate, the alumni program, after each graduation, they have a 7-week course called How to Get Started as a Health Coach. So I immediately enrolled in that with hesitation, and I'll explain that in just a minute. But it was something that I've got this certification. I've got to keep moving forward. I still need this connection. I still need this help. And I already had a business. I already had a health coaching business. I already had a website that was well established. But I had a dream also, and for years I had this vision of creating a community, something that was more than one-on-one sessions, but actually a place that was of support and accountability and connection. I was a group fitness director for a lot of years, and I'm married to a head football coach and track coach, and so team is in our family. So when I went through the business course, um, and through the encouragement of Amber, it all just clicked. Everything clicked. And so I got the clarity, I got the direction, I got the encouragement to launch my private club. It's called Life by Design, and I launched that last January. And um, so let's back up to when I first took the course. When I first took the course, I, it was the start of a new semester, adjunct professor. It was football season, married to a head football coach, and I'm studying for the boards. So I had a lot on my plate, but again, I knew I have to continue to do this. What I was doing before in my business was not what I wanted to continue to do. And I had all these skills now in this new direction and this new light and vision. So I gave myself permission when I went through the course to do whatever I felt was necessary at the time, but I didn't have to get stressed out about it. And it was very helpful. And I got a lot of things done that were important. In February, they offered the course again. So I went through it again. And that time I could refine my I already had my legal documents. I had my client agreement. I had decided to become an LLC rather than a sole proprietor, all the things that you learn in there and all the tools that they give you. But I needed to fine tune things. And I had worked with some things a little bit more. And so I was ready and I got a lot more out of it. And so the benefit is it's free. You can just keep on taking it. In fact, I might take it again in September. Um, but again, the things that are offered are the things that changed my business. And if I had the Life by Design URLs, I had lifebydesign.info and lifebydesign.solutions for 8 years. I was paying for those URLs, 8 years. And it took FMCA, the Getting Started as a Health Coach, and Amber to give me the clarity and the direction to get that started and launched. And it's awesome. It's amazing. But I floundered before and I didn't have the confidence as far as doing it. I also have been writing for a local magazine since 2014. And I just always saw myself as a volunteer contributor, but I've changed that now. I often sprinkle every article, I'll weave in mention of my private club and also of client work because I'm a businesswoman and that's my image. And FMCA and the Alumni program gave me the confidence to do that. I've been writing for 11 years. I have not mentioned what I do at all in my articles, even though, there's a little blurb on me in the ending, but it really truly is a game changer as far as my business goes. And the learning doesn't stop. There are, if you do choose to become board certified, you have to maintain your certification through continuing education credits. They're all provided for free through the alumni program. You don't have to go pay for anything. And the content of the continuing education is very comprehensive. There's science-based topics, there's behavior change topics, there's positive psychology, legal guidance, marketing, all the things that you would need. In fact, they just launched a new course that is on labs and very comprehensive. In my functional nutrition training, there was a section on labs, and this crushed it. It was really, really good. And you cannot put a price on the office hours with Dr. Sandy. I mean, it's just so valuable, and the coaches and the collaboration and the building and the mentoring is again, I would not be where I am today had I not joined the alumni program and taken advantage of the things that are available. So since last August, since graduating last August, I know I would have passed my boards, and I know my business would have grown, but it would not have grown to the level that it has. Um, this past year, I've passed my boards. I've developed and implemented all the legal aspects of running a business, which I did not have in place before. I was illegal. I became an LLC from a sole proprietor, so I understood the difference between and what was important to me. I launched my own private club. I was asked to speak at Parkinson's Foundation this summer at a Parkinson's Foundation meeting. And I have two clients with Parkinson's, and I attend their appointments with their practitioner. They see a naturopath here who is one of the top 4 experts in Parkinson's in the country. And she wants me to collaborate with her. She wants me to be an affiliate in her clinic. And that was actually one of the things that I took to collaboration, connect, and build, just to kind of throw this out to peers. And what do they think about this? And because I had a lot of questions, and I didn't really want to pigeonhole myself with Parkinson's. I don't, and if I'm attached to her, that's what I do. And someone said, Kelly, you just spend 2 years becoming an expert in Parkinson's, and then you write a book and you create courses and coach others. It was like, I never would have thought of that. Never would I have thought of that if I didn't have a group that I could bounce ideas off of. And it was, I mean, and I can list a lot of things, even the development of my club and how to do different things. I got ideas from people. So it's so valuable, so valuable. I was also featured this summer in a graduate spotlight for the functional nutrition training that I went through. And yesterday I was interviewed for Fast Five. It's a Fast Five section in our local paper where it highlights individuals who contribute to the North Idaho community. I live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And I attend medical appointments with all of my clients who are dealing with a significant health challenge, and the conventional practitioners as well. And they are shocked at the difference of their patients, how their lives are when they're working with a health coach. And I never would have done that before if I didn't have the alumni program, if I didn't have the support, if I didn't learn in the how to get started as a health coach about collaborating and how to write letters and how to communicate with practitioners. I also learned through that what I don't want to do. There are tools and ways of running your business that just doesn't match me. I don't want to do that. And I think that's important to know too. So it's not, you look at all these things people are doing, you think you have to do everything and you don't. So the program empowered me to say, no, that's not me. So I strongly encourage you. Again, I never would have had the confidence to do this and to grow my business in this way. And it's perfect. I am just right on track for my soul. And it's the connection and the learning that changed everything. So that's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say,
That's
Kelly. You're,
so,
yeah.
so powerful, Kelly. Thank you. And just all of the things that you are doing and the growth that you have had. And I remember when we talked about in office hours about Parkinson's, and there are the way to grow is you are an expert. You have the ability to help so many people with Parkinson's, but it doesn't mean that you're restricted. Doesn't mean only Parkinson's clients allowed. You can have many different areas throughout your career, this being just one. But you will be known as Parkinson's, and that will allow your business to soar.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Kelly. Sorry, I have a little tickle in my throat, so I'm sorry if I keep clearing it. But your story is always so profound for me, and I love listening to you, and I love hearing how supported you feel because, Dr. Sandy says it repeatedly. Those who have interacted with me will hear it repeatedly. Like, that's why we're here. That is literally our job, is to provide that space and to give you that level of support so that you can feel encouraged and build your confidence and move forward with what resonates with you. And as you pointed out, being comfortable with what doesn't. And then it just helps you fine tune and create what works for you. And you're the epitome of that. So thank you so much for
Well,
your sharing. And yeah.
well, thank you. And it truly is, it's lonely having
Mm,
your own business, working out of your home. You don't have any coworkers, you don't have employees, and I have an incredibly supportive husband. But it's not the same to have the care and to have again, the collaboration and the ideas and to be able to feel vulnerable in the sessions. I've cried. Some of you have seen me. It's just, it's nice to have that support. I honestly can't imagine doing this without it. So thank you
mm.
so much for providing it for us.
Yeah, that's really profound. Thank you,
Okay.
Kelly.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Kelly. Before we move on, I just wanted to add that, Kelly, you are so accomplished. And sometimes, again, we help people wherever you are on this journey. And we've had some questions come in, which we will address at the end of the talk. What if you don't have experience like Kelly had in healthcare or in fitness? What then? Am I in the wrong place? Am I good enough to be a health coach? And so these are fundamental issues. And no matter where you are, no matter how much experience or in what areas you have that experience, you will have that same issue. And when you talk about it, you will find out, oh, everyone's in the same boat. Everyone is feeling the same way. And no matter where you are starting from, it is absolutely possible to get to where you want to be.
Mm. Yeah, you're here, Dr. Sandy. Thank you. And Kelly, I just want to throw out there, Jackie had asked how she can contact you, and I wasn't sure how you would want to handle that. So if you could share in the chat, either your website or the best way for people to do that if they're interested, if you're willing, that would be helpful. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So we're right at the half point of our presentation here, and I'm going to share my screen. And if you attended your LTS already last week, a lot of this will look familiar, but we do believe in repetition here, and we do think that that's how information sticks in our brains. So I am going to share a PowerPoint that you would have seen with your course facilitator in your LTS. Sandy, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see that okay? Yeah, okay. All right. So I think you all know you are here for the next steps as a functional medicine certified health coach. You've heard from stories from Dr. Sandy. You heard really profound sharing from Kelly. And now we are going to jump into what's next for you as you graduate at this exciting time. So all of the resources that are available for all graduates, whether you join the alumni program or not, you will be able to create a profile on our Find a Coach directory. You will have access to FMCA's job board. You'll have access to exclusive discounts and offers, and you'll be able to join our All Alumni Facebook page. So, oops, I'm so sorry. That went back. And my thing is not letting me get to it. So I'm going to talk about the Find a Coach directory. And I'm sorry, my slides advanced and I can't get back. But the Find a Coach directory is a place for you to enter all of your information, put a nice profile picture, talk about what you do, talk about your niche. And it also gives you the option to have a QR code either on your social or on your printed materials if you have them made. And it's a place for your clients to leave reviews. So everyone will have access to that, and the link to join that will be emailed after your certificates on August 31st. So I apologize that I skipped that slide, but that's available to everyone. And on the same website where you would build your Find a Coach program profile, you will also have access to our job board. And we're getting more and more. I think Dr. Sandy's been doing a lot of networking, but we're getting more and more inquiries from organizations, from individual functional medicine, and not just functional medicine, just integrative providers. We have a new post from a family who needed a coach to help them with their care management. Um, Organizations like Pillar Health, Symphony Natural Health, the Urban Monk. These are all regular job posts that you will find on our job board, and they're updated as soon as they come in. We publish them, so you have access to these on a regular basis as a graduate of FMCA. You also have access to exclusive discounts and offers, and this includes practice management software like Practice Better, Healthy, Heads Up, things like that. We're looking into perhaps collaborating with Vibely, which is a new kind of the new kid on the block in regards to practice management. You can get discounts with Dr. Tom O'Brien's Certified Gluten-Free Practitioner course. We actually had a question about Dale Bredesen's Recode. We do have an exclusive discount available for that. And again, this is all available on that website that you will receive the link to join on the 31st. And then our All Alumni Facebook page. This is where a lot of people make connections and network and get questions answered. We have almost 2,500 members on here. So a really good portion of our graduates are active on here, and you will have access to that as soon as you graduate as well. All right, and now I'm going to move into the benefits of joining our alumni program. Kelly talked about a lot of these in her sharing, but we have the How to Get Started Working as a Health Coach workshop, office hours with Dr. Sandy, our Ask the Expert speaker series, which you're familiar with, that happen twice a month. We have Coach Connection workshops, coaching skills mentorship calls, coaching experientials and client referral program, and specialty courses and continuing education credits for nationally board certified health and wellness coaches. So the How to Get Started Working as a Health Coach, I probably don't even have to say much about this because I think Kelly just did such an amazing job talking about it, but it is a live 7-week workshop. It happens twice a year after each graduating class, so in September and in March. This one will start sort of the end of September, and then it'll finish before Thanksgiving, so you don't have to worry about it overlapping with the holidays. You'll get the tools, community support, and expert guidance to launch a thriving health coaching practice. And you're allowed to take this as many times as you want. Like Kelly said, it's included in the price, so there's no additional charge. So you may take it the first time and just sort of get your feet wet, see what you need to do. And then come March, you'll be in a completely different space and be able to grow what you've already built in those 6 months. So it's a pretty cool opportunity. Learn how to craft a compelling marketing strategy and build a referral network to attract the coaching clients you want. Instruction on financial and operational foundations to set your practice up for success. And step-by-step guidance on setting up your coaching business from entity formation, like Kelly talked about, where she went from a sole proprietor to an LLC, to filing essential legal documents. And our office hours with Dr. Sandy, if you've attended these, there's not much else to say. Like it's a 1 in a million opportunity that you will continue to experience if you join the alumni program. Of course, you gain insider expertise on the health coaching industry, valuable resources and personal connections from Dr. Sandy and from the attendees who got, and all the graduating classes who are part of the alumni program will be there. So there's a lot of really wise people that you'd be able to have access to. And you get one-on-one guidance from her on your career, coaching style, personal goals, and really whatever is coming up for you. And our Ask the Expert series will continue twice a month. It's exclusive to our current students and alumni program members. And as an alumni program member, you will also have access to the archives. So if you're just graduating now and there were Ask the Experts that were recorded prior to your class, you will have access to those recordings as well. You have priority Q&A access for prior to the event. So we always prioritize any questions that come in from the AP members prior to the event. You have continuing education opportunities through some of these Ask the Experts as we move forward. And some of the past ones that some of you may already be familiar with, Dr. Felice Gersh, Dr. Kalia Waddles, Dr. Ali Cohen, Dr. William Davis, Dr. Deanna Minnick, the list goes on and on. And our coach connection workshops, I think in my LTS video, I said this is my favorite part, and it is because this is where I get to interact with all of you twice a month if you choose to join. So, and it's always a really diverse, amazing group as well. So you can get individual guidance for unique challenges and questions that you or your colleagues have, regardless of your knowledge or experience. You just come as you are with your questions that you have. You can attend these for your business or career problem solving and support, learn strategies to improve your coaching from experienced peers and facilitators. And it's the same sort of vibe as the LTS community, and it provides collaborative growth the collaborative growth that you had as a student with other alumni program members. And for international graduates where your time is a little bit ahead of Central Time, once a month we have a global coach connection workshop with Manaz Malik, who is our international relations coordinator. Coaching skills mentoring are live sessions twice a month led by a board certified coach with expertise in mentoring and group coaching. We did have a question about that as well. This is Jan Goldberg. Some of you may have her as your course facilitator. She's also very supportive and part of our alumni program. And these calls are led by her. And this is where you come to share your client challenges, obstacles, and wins. So this is really focusing around coaching skills rather than the business or other things that are coming up. And it helps you build your confidence and overcome imposter syndrome while growing your skills. And this is one of the calls that Kelly was talking about that helped her build her confidence moving forward. Coaching experientials and client referral programs. So this is where you'll have the opportunity to apply your skills with real clients while making a difference with mission-driven organizations. You'll get paired with individuals seeking coaching that can help you fulfill on your coaching log sessions for the national board. And some of our past partnerships include IFM, Slalom, Partners in Change, and Symphony Natural Health. And we may be able to talk a little bit more about this with the questions, because I think, Dr. Sandy, we had a question about this moving forward as well. And then we have specialty courses and continuing education credits. So right now, at this moment, we have 10 opportunities to earn CEs from courses and workshops that, just like How to Get Started, are at no additional charge. Right now, it's valued around probably more than $1,200 that are included in your membership. It also includes discounts on our other specialty courses that are not CE related. And some of our faculty for those courses include Sam Horn, our beloved Monique Class, Wyndon Rowe, Amy Lipman, and more. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Sandy now to tell you a little bit about our brand new course that was just launched very, very recently called Functional Nutrition for Coaches.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you for doing such an incredible job of describing the alumni program. And as you said, it really is the spirit. Yes, you'll get content, but really what's crucial is the community and the sense that you belong. And we are here for you. And I'm personally committed to that. And we will pay attention also to what you want. We have had many new ideas that have come from past suggestions from alumni members. This course, Functional Nutrition for Coaches, was a labor of love. It was our goal to present a course that would be unique to coaches, because there's a lot of courses out there in functional nutrition that will give you the facts. But what we wanted you to leave this course with is a confidence that you can discuss nutrition as a health coach, and we wanted to make sure that you would feel confident and safe in how to do that, but also have a new credential for as a functional nutrition specialist. So we designed it for coaches, and we set about early on. This was a long time in the making, because the people that we chose as faculty were not easy to get. They're thought leaders. They're very busy with their recording schedules, appear on a lot of podcasts. But we wanted to go beyond to something you can get by listening to a podcast or just going online. We wanted this to be interactive. And so that's why we have activities, a lot of personal activities where you look at your own eating patterns, but also having tools and worksheets that you can use with clients. So it is evidence-based. It is approved both by the National Board and the UK IHCA for continuing education. And unlike the core program, you just do it at your own pace. And I'm very excited about our new learning management, which is called Learn Worlds. Very easy to manage, to navigate, and to find things and go back later. So you can see that all the educational resources, we have 75 resources. Every talk comes with reflection questions and great ideas. Like, because often I know I found that sometimes, like, if you're in a session with somebody and what should I say? What's a good question to ask? And so these are potential conversation starters, as well as handouts that you can give to clients. So we're really excited to roll out this course. And if we can have the next slide, we can have, yes, so here it is. And you can see that we have a couple options. You can do the alumni program alone, but we also have put together a bundle. If you take the course with the alumni program, and these are separate, so then you will be able to save on the nutrition course. I should add that when you complete the course and passed all the quizzes and complete the course, you will get a certificate, just as you're getting one for being a graduate of FMCA. And you will have a new designation, FMCHC-FNS, Functional Nutrition Specialist. And what is good about that is that you want to arouse curiosity. People who will ask, well, what does that mean? And then you can describe it, because of course, don't assume they're going to know what that means, but you can describe that to them. And that can result in engaging in a conversation, and they'll think, oh yeah, I can use that. I can use that support. So, all right, I'm going to turn it back to Charlene.
Thank you, Dr. Sandy. And if you want to get back to those QR codes, we can share that slide again towards the end, or we could probably just put the links in the chat. So just some important dates that we want to review before we stop the slide presentation. Our live stream virtual graduation that you can invite family and friends and people you may know, people who might be interested in learning about FMCA. That's going to be on August 26th at 11 a.m. Central. And then we have a more intimate grads only virtual graduation on August 28th at 6 p.m. Central. And the SAIL enrollment, so what Sandy just outlined on the previous slide, is going to run from today through September 17th. So you'll be able to get either the 25% off or the bundle with the functional nutrition through September 17th. And your official graduation date will be August 31st, 2025. And your certificates will be emailed on that date. And also, as mentioned earlier, the link to join the Graduate Resource Center and Find a Coach profile. All right. If you need any support, or if we don't get to all the questions today, I hope you are all familiar with this email, but support@functionalmedicinecoaching.org. If I cannot answer it, I will certainly get the answer for you, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you for your time and attention. And we are now going to open it up for Q&A. Dr. Sandy, would you like to start with the ones that were pre-submitted, or maybe just a couple that were pre-submitted, and then we can go to the live questions?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Let me get those. And there were some great questions that came up. So they had themes, but let me
Yeah.
share the first one. And that is for those of us that have changed careers and don't have additional degrees, and there are many of you, about half of our graduates have that status. And so how can we differentiate ourselves to be more marketable? It starts with you. Because if you have a sense of, I'm not good enough, I don't know enough, and you feel that, we call that imposter syndrome. And that is going to come across to everyone you're communicating with. And so you start with your own mindset. And every time you are asking yourself that question or experiencing that negative emotion that maybe has to do around fear or feeling inadequate, or how do I position myself? How do I find the right words? First, start by gathering yourself. Just like before seeing a client, we talk about gathering yourself. Gathering yourself, there's Amy Cuddy, is a social psychologist, and she talks about power poses. And I often do this before going on stage to give a talk, but it's like the Wonder Woman, Wonder Woman. Okay. It's that power pose. Okay. No words, just right there. Go into a power pose. Okay. And you feel your strength. And that will come across in a nonverbal way. And then you assess what you know. And I always share this example in our career navigator track, has a talk by Rachel Kassar. She was a lead dancer. She was a ballerina, a professional ballerina. She had lead roles in like Swan Lake, and she had an injury, and she now was faced with no longer being able to dance, cut short her career. What am I going to do? And she was applying for jobs in philanthropy for some major universities. And totally, I have no experience. Why would they pick me? Well, she went back and looked at all the experiences that she had, which was team player, being able to take direction, being part of a group, being able to take the lead, and so she was able to build a resume based on skills, not on where she worked and what she did. So that is one thing that you can look back at what you have experience with. I also know over the years, having 10 years of graduates, that many you may come from a career you know a lot about, and you have a lot of contacts. Maybe you were in banking, maybe you were in another career that was completely different, but you know that industry, you know their pain points. I remember of someone who was a lawyer, and she had the same dilemma, like, what do I do? Well, she built a very successful business coaching lawyers. And she started doing lunch and learn, started with one firm where she knew people, and then they loved her talk and they recommended to another firm. And pretty soon she had a very nice business with a specialization. Now, that just like Kelly's example, just because she knew a lot about coaching lawyers doesn't mean she could only coach lawyers, because they might refer family members or friends who were not lawyers. And so it can grow, and it doesn't mean she has to be stuck just seeing lawyers, but now she has experience as a health coach. So look at what you've done and who you've worked with, and most importantly, who you know, and who can make introductions for you and help you build your career. We have a question: what is a reasonable fee per hour for starting in dollars? So this might be $60 an hour, $70 an hour. And again, it is your power pose. How confident do you feel? And Sachin Patel has a talk about this, where you find the emotional sweet spot. It starts with you. So if you say, I will charge $20 an hour, but you feel I'm worth so much more, and you don't feel good about it, then that's going to come through in your communication. On the other hand, if you say $200 an hour, and you're just, that's going to be sticker shock for people, and you might not feel good charging that amount, and that will come across in your communication. So you find what you're comfortable with. Look at who are you going to be coaching? What are their resources financially? Is it a group? Is it a one-on-one? And right off the bat, you can have different layers. You can have clients who you see one-on-one. You can have others who, for that service you are offering, let's say $70, $80 an hour, $85 an hour. People are charging more than that as well. But maybe you want to offer a group for a much more reasonable rate for those who say they can't afford that. And then you don't sell the group short. The group is often the better way for people to change. So that's a pitfall that maybe people run into. Like the group is second, it's not as good. So that we can, those who come to my office, whereas we talk about that a lot. So are there any discounts? We already talked about this. Yes, for the recode, there are a discount. How long does it typically take to prepare for the board exam if you have all 50 coaching sessions logged and just completed the certification, and you want to be prepared for the November? Okay, so again, turn inward and think about how your test taking, your ability to study for tests, prepare for tests, and how it again starts with mindset, with a sense that I've got this. And look at your time, look at what are obstacles potentially getting in the way to having an intensive period of preparation for November. So if you've got a lot on your plate, a lot of things that are going to be potentially more stressful that you've got to be involved in, then you might want to postpone. But if you say, hey, I can take a review course, many people form study groups within FMCA, often in their cohort. And so sometimes it's fresh in your mind, you've just graduated, you know the content. Often the longer you wait, and again, sometimes it's a fear, you delay out of fear that I don't know enough and I need a lot of time to prepare. This is something, again, we talk about a lot in office hours, and that is test taking strategies, and often dealing with the anxiety over what if I fail. But if you go in with a sense, I've got this, I know the content, I'm going to think it, use common sense reasoning. A lot of these questions have to do with common sense. They want you to use the coach approach and not get trapped into acting like an expert, for example. So that I would say go for it. Again, if you think there's nothing, it's going to interfere, that's going to be an obstacle for your studying. Let's see, mentor coaches specializing in group coaching. So Charlene, do you want to address that? Because we have this in the sessions that we have within the alumni program.
And Jan Goldberg, who leads our coach mentoring calls, she specializes in so many things. She teaches at Stanford, like she's pretty special, but she does have special training in group coaching. So if you feel like you want to learn more, or you have specific questions about it, if you join the alumni program, you would have the opportunity to join her twice a month to get mentoring in that.
Okay, we just have a couple more, and then I do want to save time, and we're free to go over a few minutes if you have questions that need to be answered. When submitting our practice coaching sessions for the board, is it okay if we have not finished with our class? Yes, you don't have to conclude. You're just logging the hours. You don't have to have a termination session. And then another one, it's very similar in terms of a change of career. How do we create a resume with potential for positions? So another thing I just wanted to add to that is when you are creating that, you look at past skills, past experiences, as opposed to the actual places you've worked. But also when you are getting an interview, it's all about that person asking the right questions and finding common values and connections with them. All right. Well, I want to make sure we have time for questions that may have come in.
Yeah, we had one from Melanie, and I could probably answer this, Dr. Sandy. And Melanie, I think you're referring to the How to Get Started workshop. Does the legal information relate to the UK as well? Uh, the short answer is yes, because we have videos and we have presentations and worksheets for you to do, and it is always going to be specific to your location. So that's going to be the answer, whether you live in one of the 50 states or whether you live in another country, is like the research and the homework that you're going to do to prepare for that session that focuses on that is going to be around. We guide you on how to find the information, but it is going to vary probably for most of you. Like nobody's, unless you're neighbors or you live in the same even county in a specific state or country, everyone legal guidance is going to look different. So it sounds like a roundabout question, but we will help you to figure that out if you choose to take that course. And it looks like Natalie has been able to answer, I think,
Okay.
most of the questions, Dr. Sandy.
Okay.
But we do have a couple minutes left till we're at the top of the hour. Please do not feel obligated to stay beyond that if you need to go do other things. But Dr. Sandy and I are willing to stay a few minutes extra if you have any questions that you'd actually like to ask live. So if we've either missed your question in the chat, I apologize. I think Natalie got to all of them. But if you want to use the raise hand feature, we can answer any questions that might have come up in the meantime for you. Kelly, you want to? Yeah.
I want to comment on the question that was asked earlier regarding my having a lot of experience in other areas. Um, the thing about going through FMCA is it changed how I coach. So all of my knowledge and skills in the teaching, I had to really tone it down with the coach approach. I'm an educator. So, and with my clients, I have somebody with metastatic breast cancer, osteoporosis, two Parkinson's, somebody who was considering and has chosen to start on a GLP-1, type 2 diabetes, and someone who had bariatric surgery. I am not a professional in those areas. And so, what I did when they came to me and we started working together, I studied it. I learned more about it so that I could speak their language and understand it. And I could understand if I was attending their appointments with them, then I could be part of the conversation and interpret some things with some things that I know. So it truly is, I mean, yes, what you know, but it's how you make people feel. So that's a good health coach.
I love that. And even when you're preparing a resume, it's how you make people feel. And you can also use the experience that you will gather with your coaching log, with your sessions when we offer additional training about to log hours. That's another way that you can put a resume together. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I did miss, Jennifer had asked, is the 7-week course helpful to those who are working in a functional medicine practice as well? Yes, absolutely. Because you can basically choose, and Kelly could probably speak to this, but you can choose whether you're going to take like an entrepreneurial route, and build your own business, or if you're going to be working with a practitioner, and sort of how you take it through those 7 weeks is going to be, you can do both if you want to, but that's sort of, you kind of choose at the beginning which path you'd like to take. And you can take it in September and choose one path, and you can take it in March and choose another, just to see where it leads you. So I hope that answers that, Jennifer. And Trisha asks, will the YouTube graduation be recorded to view later for people who have to work that day? I believe so, Dr. Sandy. Do you? Yeah,
Yes, I believe it
yeah,
will be. It
it
will
will
be
be. And it'll be
available. It'll be on
emailed.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be on
Yeah.
YouTube, and it will be emailed to all of you after. And both graduation recordings will also be in Canvas after, at the bottom of module 12. If you scroll all the way down to module 12, there is now a section called, I think, Graduation and Next Steps Webinar Recording, which is where this recording will live as well, as soon as we can get it turned around for you. So it will be emailed, and it'll also live there. Okay, good, Jennifer. I'm glad that answered your question. Okay, is there anyone else before we wrap up?
Well, congratulations,
Yeah.
everybody. This has been, I hope, a transformational year for you. And this has just been really an honor for me to be able to get to know so many of you. And if I don't know you well, I hope that I will get to do that in the alumni program. And again, congratulations. I will see you at graduation.
Yeah, so exciting. Thank you so much. It's been lovely to spend this time with you, and we hope you enjoy what's left of your day. And we'll say congratulations again, and bye for now.
And thank you, Kelly, for being a part of
Yes, oh my
this.
gosh, thank you,
This-
Kelly. I'm
Thank
sorry. I
Absolutely
feel
a
you.
like I
pleasure.
profess my thanks for her all the time. But Kelly, would you like to end with anything? I'm sorry to skip over that.
I just am looking forward to seeing you all in Sandy's
Yeah.
office hours and the CCBs and the coach mentoring. And yeah, so it's not goodbye, it's just see you later.